The story of the blind beggar who insulted the Prophet Muhammad. In the corner of the Medina al-Munawwara market, there was a blind Jewish beggar, who every day always said to people who approached him,
"Oh my brother, don't approach Muhammad. He is a liar, he is a sorcerer. If you approach him, you will be influenced by him."
In fact, every morning Rasulullah came to him with food. And without saying a word, Rasulullah bribed the blind Jewish beggar with the food he brought. Even though the beggar always told him not to approach people named Muhammad, did not stop Rasulullah from feeding the beggar food. Rasulullah did this until just before the Prophet Muhammad died. After the death of Rasulullah, there was no longer anyone who brought food every morning to the blind Jewish beggar. One day, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu visited his daughter Aisha radiallahu anha's house. Abu Bakr asked Sidi Aisha,
"My daughter, is there any sunnah of my beloved that I have not done?"
Sidi Aisha answered her father's question.
"Oh father, you are an expert on the sunnah. There is almost no sunnah that you have not done except for one sunnah."
"What is that?"
asked Abu Bakr.
Every morning Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam always went to the end of the market to bring food to a blind Jewish beggar who was there,
said Aisha. The next day Abu Bakr went to the market with food to give to the beggar. Abu Bakr came to the beggar and gave him the food. When Abu Bakr started to feed him, the beggar became angry and shouted,
"Who are you?"
Abu Bakr answered, "I am an ordinary person."
"No, you are not someone who usually comes to me,"
answered the blind beggar.
"When he comes to me, it's not difficult for my hands to hold him, and it's not difficult for my mouth to chew. The person who usually comes to me always feeds me, but first he mashes the food and then gives it to me."
The beggar continued his words. Abu Bakr radiallahu anh, unable to hold back his tears, he cried while saying to the beggar,
"I am not the person who usually comes to you. I am one of his best friends. That noble person is gone. He is Muhammad, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam."
After the beggar heard Abu Bakr's story, he cried and then said,
"Is that true? All this time I have always insulted him, slandered him. He never scolded me at all. He came to me with food every morning. He was so noble."
The blind Jewish beggar finally converted to Islam by saying the sentences of the Shahada in front of Abu Bakr. That is the story of the Messenger of Allah, Subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the blind Jewish beggar, which contains a lot of wisdoms and examples for Muslims.